Woman accused of murdering her infant nephew nearly 8 years ago is finally behind bars. Cuthbert Langley is at the Metro Jail with details this morning. And Cuthbert, I know she was just booked there late last night, but after all this time, what a good get for the cops.
Absolutely, Amy. This was the indictment I got from a source here at the Criminal Justice Center early this morning. It's a sealed indictment, so it doesn't outline the specific details about how they found this woman. We're talking about 34-year-old Marisol Alvarado, but we do know she is now in jail. She had been on the run since 2007, if you can imagine that, accused of murdering her nephew, who was only 2 months old at the time. This is a picture of Alvarado from back in 2007. Police say her sister-in-law gave birth to a baby boy named Mario in June of that year. That sister-in-law was in jail at the time, so she gave Mario to Alvarado to take care of. This is where the story takes a disturbing turn. Less than a month later, Alvarado went to the hospital where doctors there said the baby had several broken bones and a severe head injury. Alvarado admitted to doctors there that she intentionally hurt the child because supposedly he wouldn't stop crying. So when officers went to arrest Alvarado at her Whispering Oaks apartment, she was nowhere to be found. She and her 3 kids were on the run. This was a search that went national. Folks thought that she was either hiding out somewhere here in Nashville or as far out somewhere in California as well. So again, we don't know where or when she was arrested, but we do know she's been charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree, aggravated child neglect, as well as aggravated child abuse. She is in jail right now on a $2 million bond. And now coming up in 30 minutes, back in 2007, we spoke with Metro Police, and then they outlined the disturbing details surrounding the injuries of baby Mario. We'll talk more about that again coming up at 7:30. For now, though, we're live here at the Metro Jail. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thank you. We have some other breaking news. We're also watching out of Murfreesboro, where a potential arson investigation is underway. Certainly looks that way. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres live for us at the car lot where a couple of cars got torched, and investigators think this was on purpose. Matthew?
That is right, and it certainly looks very bad. Now, we just got a little bit closer. Take a look at this. This is the car that was set on fire. As you can see, if we go inside, you can see just how much it has burned down. This is considered a total loss right now. The front end completely gone. Take a look at the SUV right next to it. The fire is so strong that it also caused some heavy damage just from the heat exposure alone. And then as we take a left, you can see all of this mess left behind. The fire so strong, again, spreading to the exterior of the front of the building. Caused some of the glass to break. Even the parts of this overhanger are melted off. And in fact, that is a security camera in front of us that has snapped off just because all alone from this fire. This is here at Star Auto on South Church Street just before 1 o'clock this morning, where firefighters responded to this. Now, what's helping them out with this investigation is that there is surveillance footage showing a person pouring flammable liquid in between these 2 vehicles before that fire erupted. And so far, they have not released that surveillance footage to us or their description of who the suspect may be. So right now, they are still looking for that person. So if anyone may have information of calls, of course, call Murfreesboro Police. So if we get any other updates, of course, we'll make sure to pass that along. For now, we are reporting live in Murfreesboro. Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Matthew, thank you. And new this morning, a Kentucky man dies after he's injured in a fire yesterday. The New Era reporting that the fire happened on Deepwood Drive. Fire crews say that Carl O'Brien was still inside the home when they showed up. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. As for the cause of that fire, well, that is still under investigation right now. Amy?
And Stephen Smith is behind bars this morning, accused of shooting his neighbor over an ongoing dispute. It happened off Cedar Bucket Road in Reedyville yesterday. That's near the border of Rutherford County and Cannon County. Officials say Stephen Smith shot his neighbor, Timothy Lawning. Smith then disappeared into the woods, and after a 3-hour manhunt, Smith turned himself in. He was booked into the Rutherford County Jail. Lawning is expected to make a full recovery.
The man killed in a fatal crash in Putnam County may have been drinking and driving, or at least under some sort of influence. That's what investigators are looking at right now. They tried to pull over Richard Stafford for a routine traffic violation on I-40. He sped away. When he did, he crashed into the back of a tractor trailer. They've ordered tests now to find out if he was intoxicated or under the influence of something when he crashed. Meantime, another driver under the influence sent 4 people to the hospital up in Hopkinsville Jennifer Jordan was driving east on McLean Avenue when she drifted into another lane and hit another driver head on. The Kentucky New Era is reporting that both drivers and passengers from the car that Jordan hit had to go to the hospital. Jordan's charged with DUI, possession of an open alcoholic beverage, and possession of marijuana.
There is a $5,000 reward being offered for anyone who can help put 2 gunmen behind bars. Franklin police say they're accused of violent robberies against women. Here's a look at the 2 suspects from a surveillance picture from a South Nashville business. Now you can see 2 men here in light colored clothing who investigators say used a debit card stolen from one of the victims. One attack happened at gunpoint while a woman was walking to her car alone in downtown Franklin. That same night, a different woman was robbed inside her own garage. And in a related crime, a woman was thrown to the ground and robbed near the parking lot of Thoroughbred 20 in Cool Springs. Here's a look at that photo again. We're told the suspects got away in a small maroon SUV. Call Franklin Crime Stoppers if you have any information that could help police catch these men.